And my number ones that I have that I love the most are Moon, Dream Lodge, and Vision. These are my absolute favorite blends. Mintz actually pissed me off, and I'll get into that story. I love Mintz, by the way, don't get me wrong. What's going on, guys? Back again with yet another video for you today. Today we're going to be going over Bear Blend, as you can tell by the title of this video. And this is the third video in a series that I have going on where I actually reviewed some of these blends already. So far I've made reviews for Cannanerdsbiz, Amazon, and Dream Lodge, and I created a second video going over Original and Vision. So today we're going to be going over Moon and Mintz. These are the two that are going to be the focus of this video. If you're interested in any of these other blends at all, be sure to check up the link below. I'll be sure to link them for you. That way you can, learn more about any blends that you're interested in specifically. This video, again, Moons and Mintz, is what I'm going to cover the most. I'll briefly go over some comparisons just to kind of compare the blends a little bit for you, but the main focus is going to be these two. I do want to start off by saying Bear Blend was kind enough to provide us with a sample to create this video today. Now, just in general, me getting any kind of products for free, whether I pay for them or not, I'm not going to create videos to misinform anyone. I am simply sharing my personal experience and what I'm doing for myself based on different ways to experiment when it comes to CBD, the cannabis plant, which is hemp or just the normal cannabis that you and I are most familiar with as it is in mainstream. And this is all going to be stuff that I find beneficial. I'm going to try to share with you the best products to my knowledge that I find that are good and healthy, the healthiest choices. And in this case, I do want to point out that Bear Blend is USDA organic. I've shared that in some of my other videos, but I do want to point it out. Moon here, Mintz, those are USDA organic. All of them are, and they all have the seal on, all of them as well. So that's one thing that really stood out to me about Bear Blend. It kind of made me want to, go ahead and try them out because I knew they were organic. There's not going to be any additives, nothing bad, and otherwise they wouldn't get the seal. So that's really good. Now, what are these blends here? These blends are not cannabis. These blends are just herbs. They're normal herbs, similar to cannabis in that cannabis is a natural plant that grows and you can utilize it for medicinal benefits. So these blends are similar. Personally, I feel like a lot of these are great for either relaxing, like Amazon is great for relaxing. Cannanerdsbiz is good for when you're being social, going out. Moon is a nice balancing blend. This one's good for sleeping if you have insomnia. Dream Lodge, just as an example. I just want to point that out. So these all have their purposes. As far as Bear Blend goes, as I've shared in my other videos, you can either drink these in a tea. You can steep them in hot water and consume them as a tea. You can also smoke them. So I have my tea maker here that I love. I'm going to give you a nice little example of how it works today. And also you can smoke them, so you can roll them in paper. And actually I started just recently, I enjoyed some Vision. I got some Vision, put it inside of my bubbler. I have a glass bubbler, and I fill it up with water, got a nice amount of some Vision, put it inside, and I started smoking it, and oh my goodness, it was the most amazing session I've ever had. Now, I don't smoke often, I'll be honest here. I do smoke every once in a while. For me, it's a luxury, mainly because it's something that I don't want to do regularly, because honestly, smoking is not safe for you. But in some ways it's therapeutic, it can help, it calms people, and for me it's a nice relaxing sensation. So that's one thing I like to do every once in a while. Otherwise, when it comes to these things, I have smoked them, I have vaporized them. For the most part, if I ever am going to be consuming them more often, I will be steeping them in tea because they're effective in both ways. So you're not automatically forced to having to smoke them if you don't want to. So that's one thing I really like about Bear Blend. It's very versatile. There's no additional process if you're going to consume it, unlike cannabis where you have to put it through a process for it to be active when you consume it. This you can just hot water and you're good to go. All right, so today the focus of this video is going to be Moon and Mintz, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and get into these two. What I have here, this is the Bear Blend Flower of Life, and it's very interesting. If you're into spirituality and chakras and that, there's actually a symbol called the Flower of Life, and it's a whole bunch of circles intertwined, and it kind of goes into a shape. It never ends. It's kind of the basis of how things exist, the natural shape of things that exist in the world. I'm not going to get into that, but also just another thing, if you're into spirituality, you also notice the colors here. These are the colors of the chakra system, which is pretty awesome in my opinion. So all right, let's go ahead and get into these blends. So Moon, Moon is my new favorite out of these two that I have. Mintz actually pissed me off, and I'll get into that story. Moon is my new favorite, not my top favorite, but I love it. My number ones that I have that I love the most are Moon, Dream Lodge, and Vision. These are my absolute favorite blends. This one is great for sleeping. You get vivid dreams. I've gone over that one. This one is really good. It brings your energy up and it brings your focus out to the world around you. Knick. This one is also a good social blend. I don't consume this one as often, but this one, if let's say you want to go out, you want to have a good time, this one kind of makes you a little giddy. I've gone over these, but just in comparison, this one doesn't do any of that. Moon, what it does is it brings you down, but not specifically to a sleepy place. It brings you down so that you're calm and you feel normal. And your focus, just like Vision, instead of Vision, bringing you up, this one brings you down, kind of centers you, and then it projects your focus outward. So you're calm and you're present. You're not in your head. I felt nice and relaxed, calm, not sleepy, not tired, not like Amazon. I felt really, really relaxed with Amazon. This one is a little less relaxing, but I just felt calm. I felt good. I felt balanced. I didn't have anything going on in my head. I wasn't worried. No thoughts really, just present. It was amazing. Whereas when I had Vision brought me up and it projected my attention outward. I felt calm. I wasn't in my head. I was just present. But I felt, energized. I felt the feeling way up in my head. This one, it brought me down in a good way, in the best way possible. It brought me down. So I wasn't energized. I was just calm, relaxed, and present. Now, Mintz. With Mintz, what I ended up doing was I consumed Mintz with a vaporizer to start, and I wasn't prepared. It was the middle of the day. Bear Blend basically, they're spot on with their descriptions of these blends on their website. They say exactly what they do, and they're pretty accurate. With Moon, they were spot on. It's balancing. It definitely was for me. But with Mintz, it's a different story for me. They don't provide too much information. They do say, it kind of smokes more than most of the other blends when you smoke it. And I would say, yes, that is definitely true. I was able to produce more vapor with Mintz, but it did something to me that I wasn't expecting, because I wasn't sure exactly based on the description what it was going to provide. If it was going to bring me up, make me energized, feel giddy like a knick, make me sleepy like the Dream Lodge, or maybe like the Amazon. I wasn't sure. So I smoked it. I wasn't quite ready to, go to sleep or anything, but this it made me very sleepy, guys. And I was in the middle of the day and I didn't want to do anything else. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this sucks. I don't want to do this right now. I love Mintz, by the way, don't get me wrong. Mintz is good because if I want to go to sleep, I'm going to have Mintz. I get this feeling in my eyes when I had Mintz, kind of like when you consume an indica. You feel like relaxation under your eyes. At least I do. When it starts to get to you to take effect, that's what I felt with Mintz. It started getting me in my eyes. I started feeling sleepy, not as strong as a Dream Lodge, and I didn't feel relaxation or like my body was going kind of limp like with Dream Lodge. It didn't put me out that way, but I just felt so tired, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do anything. I still had to go places, and I was like, well, there goes my day. But that was my fault because I didn't know what it did. So that's why I'm sharing with you guys. I didn't know what it did. So when I consumed it, it was a little bit of a surprise that I wasn't ready for. So to compare these two are kind of similar. So whereas Dream Lodge kind of makes you feel tired all over your body, it doesn't do so much in your head. It does more so in your body. And this was a very strong effect for me. I love Dream Lodge. You have great dreams with it. But with Mintz, I didn't have any like vivid dreams or anything, but you feel relaxed in your eyes, and you feel a little less relaxation in your body, but you still feel a little bit. At least I do, like in my arms, for example, in my eyes. So it kind of does get me in the head just a tiny bit, more so like in my eyes. It's kind of weird how it works, to be honest. Whereas Dream Lodge would get me in my body entirely, all my muscles, but it wouldn't get me so much in my head. As far as like relaxed in my head, like a Amazon or the original or the Moons would. It didn't do so much to my head, but it definitely got me in the body. This one more so in my eyes, and a less of a relaxed feeling like in my arms and a little bit in my body. It's kind of interesting. Mintz, to be honest, out of all of these blends, Mintz is probably my least favorite, just because I haven't really figured it out entirely. I've consumed it a couple times. I smoked it, I drank it in a tea. When I had Mintz in a tea, I felt calm. I didn't feel so sleepy, but I kind of felt it a little bit in my eyes. The feeling I get with Mintz is more strong when I smoked it compared to when I drink it as a tea. for me. Everyone's different. But when I drank it as a tea, I still felt something, but it wasn't the same as when I smoked Mintz. With Moon, I was able to, consume this both as a tea and smoking it, and I got the same exact effect both ways. I'm going to go ahead and open these for you so you can see what they look like. So with Moon, this one has some rose petal in it, which is pretty nice. Just want to make sure that comes across. This has some rose petals in it. It has some lavender in it. It's really good. It has all these blends are mixed with different herbs. And the green stuff that you see, this is going to be mullein. This is kind of soothing to the lungs if you're going to be smoking it. And there's just a lot of good properties that these herbs produce for you. So I had a question someone asked, and I kind of showed this in my last video. How much should you consume? Everyone's different, and you kind of make that choice for yourself. But when I consume, I do probably about 1 gram. I just grab all the different colors in the blend here, like some of the lavender, some of the rose petals, and I just fill my bowl if I'm going to be smoking it. I fill it up all the way for the most part, and I just smoke whatever that is in there. So if it's my bubbler, I fill the bowl of my bubbler. If it's my vaporizer, I fill the entire surface or the entire chamber of my vaporizer, and then I go to town. I heat it up and I go to town. So, but if I'm going to be making it in a tea, I kind of just get it like this in my hand, and I kind of make a nice little, it's kind of like a line like that. And I say, oh, that's pretty good. And I throw it into my tea maker, which is this guy right here. And I fill it up with hot water, and it's good to go. So yeah, generally when I do these, I let them steep for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. One time I tried 5 minutes, but it was a little too long. So yeah, but about 3 minutes, 4 minutes max. Otherwise, the flavor can get kind of bitter. This one is the Mintz. So you can see with the Mintz, this has some mint in it, like the actual plant. Has some mint in it. And some of the mint is like a little longer than others. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a herb expert at all. I believe that's a Bear blend. They do an amazing job, but you can see all the different herbs in here that these have. I absolutely love them. So there you go. This one has, I noticed some of the blends don't have this, but a lot of their blends do have like lavender and stuff in it. So it's a really good way to unwind and relax, to be honest, guys. It's something I definitely enjoy. That's why I like Bear blend. So as you can see, it's fair trade organic. They call it a ceremonial blend, celebrating life through ritual. 22 grams is all these jars, which is great. They also have e-liquids for you if you want to use them in your tank, in your vaporizer tank. They have rollies that you can buy pre-made or just roll it yourself. I personally think you're better off buying these tins, because when you buy these tins, you can kind of roll your own. You can roll your own. You can put whatever you want inside. You can mix this with cannabis. You can smoke them straight up like I do. One thing I've been doing myself, if some of you probably know, you can buy hemp now at smoke shops. Now, when you go to buy hemp, you want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence and your research to make sure that the stuff you're buying is good quality and it's legit. I do plan on bringing you some videos on different kind of brands. But once you find a brand that you like, you can trust, you can mix this with Bear blend, and I found some really good results. For example, when I mixed some hemp with Vision, that was a really good balancing blend and really cool. One thing I'm really excited for is Bear blend is going to be releasing a blend or some blends with CBD. So that's one thing that I hear and that I understand. Definitely looking forward to that. Don't hold me to it. Things can change, but I'm definitely excited for that. They're also going to be making herbal chew, and that's kind of what I shared in my last video as well, just to rehash, because this is a new video. Most people go after the new videos, so just want to do that. Everyone is different as far as what they like and how they like to consume. All right, let's see here. When it comes to Moon has rose petals, motherwort, St. John's wort, and tulsi. And when it comes to Mintz has peppermint, mugwort, damiana, and lobelia. So those are the active herbs in Mintz. Now, my favorite blend, Vision, like I told you guys, that one has skullcap in it, which to me I think would be like the strongest herb in my opinion that it has. But it also has ginkgo biloba and gotu kola. I suck at reading the herb names. I'm not an herb expert, like I tell you guys. Now, one thing I think is really cool that I actually kind of started learning about was with Knick-Knick. This one has passion flower inside, and passion flower is such a pretty plant, my goodness. And it also has Damiana and Uva Ursi, which is, you know, probably the reason why you start feeling all giddy from those. So that's the blends basically with Bear Blend, and you can actually get all these as a set if you wanted to. I'll put links down below for you guys, that way you can check it out. You can also do like a 3 blend order like I did when I started. I ended up getting Cannanerdsbiz, Amazon, and Dream Lodge. How would I rate these blends? So Cannanerdsbiz is more of a sativa style. Amazon is more of an indica style blend. Dream Lodge is definitely indica kind of a blend because it really makes you sleepy. This one relaxes you a lot here. Cannanerdsbiz is definitely the sativa. Vision is, oh my goodness, definitely a sativa. The original is more calming. I would say more of a light indica. Moon is a little bit of a stronger indica. It's a step up from the original. So if you're not sure, you're one of those people that freak out, you become paranoid or whatever, and you're not sure, I would say go with the original. The feeling is really, really subtle, but if you're paying attention, you can definitely feel it. It's just good. You feel nice and calm. Nothing too strong, but you'd feel like a little relaxed. It's great. Nice, and it kind of cradles you and it kind of just caresses you. Moon, it just brings you down and you feel good and balanced. So that's, you know, why it's my new favorite now. Vision, Moon, Dream Lodge, my new favorites. Mintz makes you kind of tired. If you smoke it, at least when I do, you feel the tiredness in your eyes. It really gets you like an indica would. It's crazy. It reminds me of my first time, to be honest. So that's Mintz, and that's basically all I have. But I want to go over this real quick for you guys. This is like the tea maker that I told you about. So I have some water here. You go ahead and pour this water inside of here, right? You put your herb. It's not hot water, so I'm not going to do that now. You get your herb like I showed you, you throw it inside, close it up, and like I shared before, this has a nice little small hole on the bottom that it releases the water from. It's a nice little circle. The water comes out of this little circle here, so you can fill up water bottles with this thing. It's one of my favorite reasons for buying this, because I can take these pre-infused teas on the go. You can drink it hot or cold, it doesn't really matter. And when you put it on here, for example, it doesn't actually release the tea until you put it on the cup, or until you put it on the bottle. The bottle surface is, you know, the circle here. But when you put it on there, it comes out in a nice little stream. It's a nice thin stream when it comes out. And with that nice thin stream, you can fill your water bottles. And it's, ooh, there's a little more water in here actually. You see, it's a nice little thin stream that comes out from this thing. And because it's so thin, you can actually fill in, you know, water bottles with no problem at all. So it makes it nice and discreet, and you can still get your effects. You can still have your Cannanerdsbiz when you go out and you want to be social. And so maybe you're feeling down, a little anxious. This will be, you know, great. And that's why I love this thing here. You can also just, you know, take some pre-rolls if you want and smoke that. It's not going to really smell like cannabis, just because, you know, these are tea herbs and blends. And that's basically all I have for you guys. If you have any questions, be sure to leave me some comments down below. I love hearing from you guys, and I want to say thank you so much for having reached 60 subscribers. It's absolutely amazing. I think we're a little over that now at this point, but you know, it's just absolutely amazing that there are that many people that care about what I have to say and what I'm sharing here on the channel. I definitely have a lot of plans, and I haven't forgotten about you guys or the channel. My life's just been a little crazy at the moment. Had a lot of things going on, you know, also with the holidays coming up. But I definitely want to say thank you guys so much for all of your support, for leaving me comments. And you know, if you go ahead and pick any of these up, be sure to leave me a comment as well. And if you have any kind of thoughts, suggestions, I'm open to hearing them, just to kind of see what you guys are interested in, because I want to be able to create stuff that all you guys want to watch and that is going to be appealing to you guys. So my plan for the channel is going to be to create more hemp reviews once it becomes legal. I'm actually still waiting on that, because it's going to be passed in the Farm Bill. It was supposed to be passed in September, the 2018 Farm Bill, but it hasn't passed yet, so there's still time. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, I'm kind of waiting, because I don't want my channel to be taken away because I'm doing hemp reviews when it's legal, and right now it's kind of a gray area. So keep a lookout on my channel, guys. I have some videos in the works. I'm also going to be making videos on like some e-cigarettes that also are like good, discreet ways of consuming CBD, and some brands that I favor and that I like and prefer that I'm trying out right now as well. And you know, I might post some quick videos here and there for you guys as well, kind of just sharing what I'm looking at the moment. That way you guys can kind of get a heads up and we can have a conversation about it, because that's what I want to do. I want this to be conversational. I want this channel to be interactive. But just keep in mind, I'm sharing my experience. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, and I'm not telling you that you can use any of this to treat any kind of disease or any kind of ailment at all. I'm just sharing my experience, and this is just basically a way for me to interact and share, you know, good finds that I am coming across that are good options, you know, organic, as close to organic as possible, and that I find are just overall effective and good for me. So, all right, guys, with that, nothing else I can share now. Again, leave me a comment down below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video for more content, and that's it. Have a good day or night. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. So once, there you go. It had a little, it came up.